is Maya Haley, and today I will be presenting to you my persuasive problem-solving speech topic. I will be talking about San Francisco's public transportation fare system and why I think those under the age of 18 and above the age of 65 should be riding public transportation in San Francisco for free. Why do I think this? I think this simply because those under the age of 18 and above the age of 65 aren't financially independent to pay for bus or train fare every single day. That's why I think that those under the age of 18 and above the age of 65 should be riding public transportation for free, and the policy in effect now should be banned. Not only is the policy bad for those under the age of 18 and above the age of 65, it's also bad for San Francisco. Not encouraging those to take public transportation because of an economical factor encourages those to ride in cars. Riding in cars contributes to smog and contributes to overall bad air quality and those in San Francisco's respiratory health. Therefore, for the following factors environmentally, I also think that making those under the age of 18 and above the age of 65 ride transportation with a fare should be banned. Imagine you're a 6-year-old kid trying to get to the bus and you forgot your fare, and you've now missed a day of school. Or you're a 70-year-old man who is trying to get to a doctor's appointment and forgot your fare and now have missed an important doctor's appointment. That simple task of trying to get somewhere and you couldn't afford it could be prevented if it was for free. Did you know that 25% of San Francisco residents say that they rely on public transportation every day as their main source of transportation, and that uniquely America is one of the only countries that still makes the elderly and senior citizens pay for public transportation? And this, in effect, of not encouraging those, like I said previously, to ride public transportation is increasing those to take cars, which is increasing overall bad state of air quality in San Francisco. First, I would like to state my credibility about public transportation. I've been taking public transportation since I was 12 years old and have been faced in stressful situations of forgetting my bus fare and not being able to ride the bus to school, or having to sacrifice not eating lunch so I would have bus fare, when those simply could be prevented if back in the day when I was taking the bus to school with my friends, if we were riding for free. Today, in my speech, I will talk to you about the current situation and policy of the toll in effect. I will then talk about its negative cause it's having to San Francisco's air quality, and lastly, my idea of the solution. Now let's talk about the current situation of the toll. First off, the toll is old-fashioned. According to SFMTA, the toll started in 1912, and the Transit First policy has been in effect since 1974 and hasn't really changed. Therefore, a policy that has been in effect since 1974 and is now in 2019 means it's outdated and it needs to change. That's my first reason. Secondly, the toll is a financial stressor for those under the age of 18 and above the age of 65. Hoodline says the toll is only seen to become increased, and in 2019 that the toll increased by 25 cents, making it $3 for a daily ride and $2.25 for seniors to ride. Therefore, the toll is only becoming more of a financial stressor for those involved. Lastly, it is simply unfair. We should be taking care of our elderly and young population. Instead, we are making it unfair by allowing them to have to cough up money to ride public transportation when they simply can't afford it. According to Mission Local, we have seen people take to the streets and protest against higher fares, but no change in better service and service for the elderly riding these public transportation. This is important because this policy is affecting the air we breathe. The more cars we see on the road, the more smog we have and the more bad respiratory health we have in San Francisco. According to the San Francisco Chronicle, California has one of the worst air qualities in the United States because we are surrounded by so many major cities. Therefore, more cars on the road equals more smog. According to San Francisco MTA stats, in 2018 compared to 2010, there's been a 6% vehicle registration growth, 26,000 more cars, and congestion has increased by 26%, therefore showing that cars are becoming very increasingly on the roads in San Francisco, creating more air pollution. Lastly, smog is horrible for your lungs and creates countless lung diseases. According to AirGov, we live in California where fires have now become very common, and on top of that, we have bad air quality contributed by cars. On this map, right here, we can see right here in San Francisco on October 10, 2017, how unhealthy the air quality was from the fires and how everybody driving cars just contributed to that worstly instead of taking public transportation by creating more smog in the air. Hendricks from WMDA says something about lung care and pollutions in the air. They said that back in the day, by changing the fuel type from public transportation from diesel to gas, they stopped asthma attacks by 44%. That just shows how much air pollution by cars has an effect on your lungs. Now that we have talked about the cause and effect, let's talk about a solution. A solution for me is that not everyone rides for free, but the elderly and children do. Why I think not everyone should ride for free is because if everyone rode for free, taxes would just go up and people would become extremely mad. I think elderly and children deserve to ride for free though, for the reasons I've listed previously in my speech. I think that they should ride for free with no strings attached, meaning they shouldn't have to qualify for some program, because there is programs you can qualify that San Francisco Muni gives out for low-income families and those with disabilities. But I think that if you're old enough to qualify as a senior citizen, or old enough or young enough to qualify as a child, you should be able to ride the bus for free or train with no strings attached. In order for this policy to take place, I think that it should be written and signed in paper first of all, so there should be a new policy compared to the one in 1974. I think lastly, we should just make it a social norm that those who are older should ride the bus for free and those who are younger should ride the bus for free. As a community in San Francisco, we should give back to the older population and give to the younger population. And by allowing them to ride the bus for free, judge free, and not, getting them in trouble for not having fare, and making it a social norm is simply just making San Francisco a kinder place to live in. In conclusion, I hope to have brought to your attention that the reason why the policy needs to change for those riding the bus under the age of 18 and above the age of 65 is because the policy, 1, is outdated, 2, is an economical stressor for families and those involved having to pay the fare, 3, is simply just unfair for those because the pay is going up but the quality and service isn't, and because of how the increase in driving cars, because there's no motive to take transportation, is causing a downward spiral effect of air pollution in San Francisco, which is causing a worsened effect of respiratory health of the residents of San Francisco. I hope that I have persuaded you enough to want to fix the policy and strive to create a better one. Lastly, I want you to think that next time when you are on a run in San Francisco or enjoying a walk with your dog, that if you see a kid being drove by their mom or an elderly person maybe being drove by a caregiver, Just know that you would be breathing healthier air if those people were taking public transportation. Thank you.